I met another artist who loves fantasy gaming. Let's call her Amy. Amy and I were having a conversation and enjoying the sun on a beautiful terrace in Spain after a session I taught. And as we were talking, she began telling me about this fantasy world she started designing for Dungeons and Dragons. She told me how she loved being a dungeon master and that she wanted to design the worlds and environments for fantasy games. She actually wants to create a video game franchise. And fascinated, I asked her what she was doing to work toward it. I asked her when she was going to finish the game world she had started. But she went on to tell me that she'd stopped designing it because she was conflicted about being a Christian in fantasy gaming. She knew about other Christians who had ventured in fantasy, like Lewis and Tolkien, but she wanted to work in a different facet of the genre, and she didn't see how her faith could be integrated with the type of gaming she liked in a way that would be acceptable for a Christian. And since she couldn't imagine how they could coexist, she stopped. She didn't want to dishonor God. As artists of faith building careers in mainstream culture, we often fall prey to wonky thinking about the relationship between our faith and art career. And one aspect of that wonkiness is thinking that our creativity and our creative lives are only interesting to God, only worthy of being brought up to Him or bothering Him with if they're useful to Him. Further, we don't feel comfortable with our kind of art life as Christians. And what kind of art life is that? Well, we don't make art about Christianity. Our art is not created to be used for evangelism, doctrine, or leading people in worship. We work very closely with non-Christians. Our work explores subjects that would most likely be deemed unacceptable in the local church. We may use bad language sometimes, and our work isn't always positive. Because of where we work, who we work with, and the kind of art we create, it's hard for us to see, let alone believe, that our kind of art life is honorable before God, that it's worthy of acceptance in our faith walk, or that it contributes any value to the kingdom. But you know what? It does. So let's just shut that foolishness down right now.